Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Naga, and uh, this is the fourth part of a video series that I'm making, in which I'm talking about tech interview tips. In this video, we are going to talk about the outside the interview room related tips. So let's get started. So outside the interview. So though how you impress the panelist is what mainly matters, the way you behave outside the interview also plays a good role during the whole interview process. So let's see some of the tips related to that. Okay, so the first thing is prepare. Um, from the moment you arrive at the interview location, you will have a lot of waiting time, and it is important to uh, do something meaningful during that waiting time, because I see candidates who engage in casual talks or they laugh a lot and they spend their time away unnecessarily and they get distracted a lot because of that, and even they distract other people who are focusing on the interview. So I would suggest candidates for technical interviews to silently engage themselves in revising the topics that might come up during the interview. Read documentation on your phones. If you have any technical blog posts, read them about the topics. And do avoid watching videos, because that would require you to put your headphones, and doing that during an interview waiting hall would be rude or would be unnecessary and might give a wrong impression to the panelists or the organizers as well. So don't do videos. Just go through the documentation part or any other uh, you know uh, uh, reading learning material that you have um, for the interview. The next tip is about discussion, because during the waiting period the candidates may engage in casual talk sometimes, and they might sit beside, so you can talk to the candidates who are sitting beside you, not to everyone in the room. But I suggest that um, you do not discuss too much or too deep into the technical topics. You discuss something related to that day, what happened outside the office, or how the traffic is, or the how the weather is, and how any topic related to that day, which will ease the mood, or lighten the mood. Because avoiding technical discussions will actually avoid a lot of confusion you might get before going into the interview, because the other candidates might have other opinions about technical things, so they might confuse you unnecessarily. So talking to them about technical topics will not be a good idea. So yeah, so that's about discussion. So just have a casual talk, don't talk too much, don't talk to too many people. um, Engage yourself mostly uh, revising the topics, but when you have to discuss more about uh, the outside things rather than the actual technical topics and how they are asking the questions. All these things might actually impact you badly rather than in a better manner. Be pleasant. So when you are in the interview area outside the interview rooms, make sure you use all your interpersonal skills well and be a pleasant person to interact with. Like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, if you're if you get a chance to talk to the panelists outside the interview room, please do that. Okay, so that will be a good way. So also be pleasant to that in that conversation. Keep up with your strengths. Identify your strengths and keep up with your strengths. If your strength is about impressing a person, make sure you impress in a better way. So also during the whole process, try to be helpful to the organizers, and even to the other candidates if required, if they have any questions related to where to go, how to sign up, and where to sit, what to do during the sitting process, and all that. You help them as much as you can, but don't overdo that because it might annoy them sometimes and it might cause a lot of distraction. So be pleasant and be good at what you do and meditate upon your strengths. The next tip is be ready. When you are in the interview area, it is your responsiveness that makes the process smooth. Don't be sluggish or don't be lazy. It's completely avoidable to be like that. You have to be swift and you have to respond quickly and clearly and be a pleasant person there. And be ready to what the organizers or the interviewers ask you to do. Be attentive and be responsive. So that's about being ready. I guess that ends the series of tips that I wanted to present here. These are all interpersonal tips related to how you behave, how you respond, how you look, how you smell, and what you need to do outside the interview room and all that. So all these tips, and they're not very easy. They're not absolutely easy, but they're not difficult either. They're somewhat um, attainable. You can learn them and use them to your advantage. So, but that requires practice and dedication. I think that's not a big deal for you because you're already in the interview process. Um, in the process of job hunting, so you might be. Um, it might be easy for you to achieve these because these are not some rocket science things. And I only tried to cover those points that I thought would make the candidates that I interviewed much more desirable, and those that I thought would have helped me better when I attended the my past interviews. But they are not by any means the only way towards success in an interview. These are not the only um, tips out there. There are many more tips, more important tips than what I just gave in these 4-part series. So don't consider them an absolute exhaustive list. Try to find others and be informed that there are other tips as well. And some of these tips may not apply to your particular case, but it does. So that's why I say that it's not an exhaustive list. But this is a good list for those candidates who are um, newly starting or who sometimes feel that they're regularly failing these in-person interview face-to-face interviews. It might be useful to them. So thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this one and the entire series. There's a transcript of this video series in medium.com if you want to um, learn them leisurely. So subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for many more tips coming your way in future. Thanks for watching this one. Talk to you later.